Today, let's talk about what people call manifestation journaling. And I want to show you how it works from the Bible to neuroscience to people who use it that you might admire. All right, in the Bible, there is a verse from Habakkuk or Monty. I'm not sure how to say his name for real. Anyway, Habakkuk 2:2-3. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run who reads it. So write it down, make it plain, have details in there. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And all different versions of the Bible are commentary, right? So here's my commentary on although it tarry, it will not tarry. Sometimes we are not the person who can sustain the vision that we have. And we live in a real, but make $1 million this year kind of society. And we don't have the foundation and the structure to be the person who could make the $1 million in the year, manifest our dream person and keep them forever, right? Sometimes we're not the person who could do that yet. And waiting for it and envisioning it and noticing what's happening around us we become the person who can sustain it. So that's Habakkuk. Here's another one that I really, really love. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He lays me down in green pastures. Actually, it says he makes me lie down in green pastures. Okay, so what's David doing? David is envisioning the Lord who he loves. Not this big old angry God that's like, hey, you did it wrong. To hell with you, right? Notice how David is visioning God as someone who cares for him, as someone who, if he gets off the path, who will leave the flock to go find the one. He's tenderizing his heart towards his Lord. So here, those are two scriptures that you could just put in your pockets. All right. So if you break that Habakkuk down, here's what it's saying. Write it down. Make it specific. Trust in the timing. Because it's easy to have faith in things that you see. That's not faith, babe. You're just looking at it. Now faith. Faith is never in the future. Faith is now faith. Right now is where you enact your faith while you can't see it, while you're still the person who couldn't pull that off or sustain that now faith. So trust in its timing and maintain faith and persistence. Keep walking like you were that person. Think, if I were the person who already had that, how would I think about this? Honey, if I was the person who already had that, this would just be a small glitch that I have gone through 1,000,000 times. It would be NBD, baby. No big deal. So here's the neuroscience of it. You know, when athletes picture themselves jumping over a high bar, swimming and winning a race, they don't picture themselves worried at the starting line, hoping nobody else wins, hoping they practiced enough. No, they see it. It's theirs. They can feel themselves standing there with their hands up, with their prize, waving at all the people, cling, winking with their shiny smiles. They practice it in their minds. When you practice, when people who are learning to play the piano, they physically practice. But if they practice in their minds, or even if they can't picture it, if they can move their fingers in that way, they have more experience practicing than someone who only waited for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour a week. It's the same in our minds, baby. When I tell you that you come and play with me and the ways we practice coming in our body and out of our body, speaking the words, we want to start to be the words that default in our minds. When we practice, when we're not under pressure, this is what it's activating. You were built to change your mind. You just didn't know I don't have to just change my mind because other people prove it to me. I get to decide. You get to change who you be by what you feed yourself and what you speak. All right, so mental rehearsal. Mental rehearsal, the practicing seeing yourself at the end. This is also called functional equivalence, if vocabulary is exciting to you. And look, like when I mention, hot lime pickle, and my mouth starts to water, it's primed, it's getting ready. My mind doesn't know the difference between I'm about to bite into a big old thing, a chickeny soup with hot lime pickle on the top, or I'm just thinking about it. Friend, if you understood how much your brain doesn't know that you're joking, you wouldn't talk with yourself, about yourself, the way you do. All right. So writing it down and speaking it activates your reticular activation system, like we talked about before. You're telling your brain what's important. When what you're doing is complaining about the trash fire that is the world, what you see is the trash fire that is the world. And while it is also that, it is yes and. There are other things. You, when all you are focusing on is the trash fire of the world, are making it so you need good things to come and punch you in the nose. And hey, when that good thing comes and punches you in the nose, are you going to say, well, it's just too good to last forever. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. You are programming yourself. And if you think you haven't been hypnotized already, did you ever as a kid think, I really hope I grow up and I struggle with money and I struggle with confidence. And you know what? I really would like to work for somebody in some company that I don't like, that I'm waiting for Friday to, or so I can sleep in or watch Netflix. And no, you did not. So look, you can be all, well, I don't believe in hypnotism and I don't believe in programming. Honey, you've been programmed. You're running a program right this minute. You just might not have realized that you actually get to control it. All right. So writing, when you write it, your reticular activation system, when you speak the things, when you write the things, you tell your brain, this is important to me. Go find more of this. Your brain is a beautiful puppy dog. And what you're looking for are ways that you are jacked up and broken. Baby, it's going to find them all. And then it's going to find even more. Oh, wait, here's something you could worry about that hadn't even happened. 'Cause I love you, says your brain. All right. So writing, even more than typing it or speaking it into text, right, or reading it, writing it, saying it out loud, it engages different parts of your brain. So your motor, your visual, your language, and it creates stronger neural pathways around that thing that you're writing. All right. Your mirror neurons. This is why it would serve you so well to be around people who aren't just like, I mean, it's all going to be fine. But people who actually had vision and spoke it and believed in it. Because your brain you start to co-regulate with whoever you're around. And you are either co-regulating, which means in the positive for your body and your nervous system, or you co-dysregulate. When somebody is venting at you, it feels like you're bonding, you're trauma bonding. You are co-dysregulating. Y'all are getting all janky together, which is not alignment. It's just janky together. All right. So people who were high achievers, who used these principles that other people might think, well, that's just a whoa. No, babe. It was laid down as a principle in the foundations of nature. It is proven in science, neuroscience, biological science, in natural law. Okay, so people who did it, Michael Phelps. Whatever you might think about Michael Phelps, dude was hungry for a win, and he imagined every single bit of it. And I'm telling you, he didn't think, I sure hope I can win this thing. No. So Oprah also kept detailed journals of all of her visions and all of her goals. And here's what it is not important whether you like her or don't like her or have stories about her. We're not talking about only people we admire. We are talking about people who had a vision and got there. And this is one of the ways, many ways to get a place. Jim Carrey wrote himself a $10 million check. He dated it for the future, and he carried it around until he could cash that check. It was a physical reminder for him, an anchor. Arnold. Arnold used to do that when he was young. When he was young and lived in Austria and there was no way he could come to the States, he visualized being here in the States. Winning. Arnold. All right. So, ways everyday people use this. Visionary companies do this. They don't just rehash the way they're doing it. They envision new ways to do it. Really progressive companies give bonuses for thoughtful failures. I know it. I don't work for one of those companies. But I love that. All right. Business leaders, performers, actors, they rehearse their lines. They rehearse getting in the sensations, the emotions of their character. And for some folks, it's hard for them to come back out because they've been practicing being that person. And like right now, Christian Bale in the Mechanist. Anyway, random aside. And Olympic athletes. So look, you come and be in our 5-day challenge if you want to. It's a taste of different ways we can shift ourselves and our mindset and have our bodies agree with what we desire. Come and play with us. It is for free. There's a link. If you touch my face, there's a link that says Brandy Moran Linktree. Mash that, and it's the first one with the lady with the big old mouth. Come and play, y'all. It's for free. Invite your friends. Come and play. It's not a hard sell. It's really for free. And I am going to invite you to come and play in Porch Party, which is a $33 a month group call. We have 3 calls a month where we talk about this stuff. Whatever you bring something. It's not just me yammering. You bring something. Although I could yammer, that could happen. And Sturdy Hall, which is my free group. So come and play with us. Manly in love with you. Hey, boop, boop, boop. Chuck says, hey, remember, today is what you have. Today is the day for your now faith. Today is the only time. Today is the moment where the past touches the future and you have any say in it right now. Boop.